Young LOL League of Legends highlights. In this video, we look back at the beautiful moments of World Round 3 in 2023 in Switzerland. If you're ready, please subscribe to our channel and let's get started.
Burn us.
Yeah, there it
gonna
is.
do it.
It's locked in. They're gonna play it, and they're gonna play it up against BLG. Gonna give it a try, and definitely Ivan Razork is here. So maybe looking for the follow-up as they do go in onto Elk, and now he doesn't have the hop away. He is just isolated. First blood.
Really going to put an end to this early game control here from Elk.
Yeah, and that's really huge because the way BLG like to play, as there's a gank for Yagao as well. He's low on mana. Nice shot.
Yeah, he's going very aggressive onto the turret, and they're looking to punish Yagao now. Has he gone too far, or is he just going to 1v2? The flash in, and the shield comes in. Humanoid is safe for now.
And On are in the vicinity, but no one else. They're going to try to make a play topside in trade here instead. Shun has ult. Oscar Renan solo on mana here.
So Ben has cookies that can get his mana back a little bit.
Yeah, and they're going to push this wave. It's a pretty nice stacked wave, and Shun is level 6. I mean, this is potential gank, but Oscar Renan is pretty tanky. Even with the Ruby Crystal, here comes Yagao. And yeah, as you mentioned, they're just going to wait for the 3v1. We've seen this already today as down should go the Poppy.
Off to the races, but Razork's here, level 6. Humanoid has ult.
They're trying to turn onto the Akali, but Humanoid is getting in there. He doesn't give a damn. He's got the
Daisy.
Goes on to help with his own eye, but a follow-up of Trippy. He comes in and turns the tides of this tight fight, rather, as Yagao is going to go down. It's a double kill for Trippy on the Alistair, and finally Oscarden does come in here, and he will try to help out with this one. Take down a bunch of these plates in the bottom lane.
Yeah, pretty tough to defend that one. Also, not entirely sure what their plan is against this Jax.
Yeah, they're trying to get in there. It looks like Counter-Strike is down, and Daisy's just getting to work down there. Meanwhile, we do have a fight up here as Humanoid. He's looking to exert some pressure down here as Elk. Just gonna push him back once again, as meanwhile up on the top side, Ben is getting engaged on, and there it is, Oscarden in the 2v1.
Orianna in team fights, because the way he's playing the map, he's almost playing it like Talia. If that makes sense, he's playing all through sides, they're not playing through mid very well. Shrimpy's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, he also smashed the ground. Not quite as effective as the Daisy.
Humanoid
On is going to take a lot of damage. Humanoid once again in that backline, just forcing him. Trimby is going to be forced to use his ultimate now, and he's being chased down the river. The rest of his team just leaving him to die, as BLG will get the shutdown over to Elk by taking down the Alistair.
And that's the worst too, the Alistair shutdown. Because he'd unfortunately gotten a couple last hits in the previous fight. That's a 450 gold donation over to Elk.
Yeah, that's really rough.
The duration of the game, Oscar Renan obviously getting a little bit more gold up there.
Humanoid is taking a lot of damage. Gets ulted in the Shroud. Wow. He's just going to go down.
Good early game for Fnatic, Wolf, but the overall team fight structure completed for Yagao as well. So his Shockwave, or even just his QW, will start doing more.
Position as Ben is making his way up. Skirnin in the bush. It looks like they finally do spot him. Is now on. Might not have a way out against the Poppy. Down he goes. He's just bursted 100-0. And now this fight coming in. Humanoid is pretty deep as the Poppy ultimate this time. You can rely on that one, but Humanoid, again, he doesn't really want to stay.
Whoa.
As now Skirnin is going to go over the wall, and the follow-up engage is huge as in goes Shun alone. And this is a 4v5 for BLG. I don't think they want to take this fight as Fnatic is going on in. Ben, of course, in that backline
Oscar!
is huge, but he is alone. And Oscarden is just leading the charge.
Damage is split. Yagao, he's Orianna. He doesn't have damage throughput to continue that fight. Elk, meanwhile,
Look at this guy.
I mean, he's not going to be able to hop away. It's okay, he's got a Rakan nearby, and he's just going to put the steadfast presence in. He wants the stem plant, but he's not going to get it. As ticking away is Oscarden.
Continue to clutch up these team fights. We're talking about some of the ways they might be able to win. One of them was Noah.
Definitely will. A very important ward to come down, bit of damage into Humanoid, but it's just buying time for Fnatic to chip away at this Drake, as there you go, knocks away the jungler, and again, he is reliable. Oscar will not be denied, as On is taking huge damage. Humanoid is going super deep, and he has so much support from this Ivern. They're going to try to get on top of Elk, and they might just be able to do it. They can't quite put that last bit of damage in, though, and Elk will be able to get away, as now Oscar on the front line, and the follow-up comes in from Trippy. Have they overextended is the question. Ben, it's going to give them the answer as the shutdown comes in for Shun.
It looked so good. It looked so good in the fight, and the shields really stacking up onto Humanoid made it feel like maybe they could carry their way through, but there's just
See how the future fights do go. You talked about the team fighting for BLG, Elk. Currently,
options.
Well, they're gonna just run through the Orianna and try to take this one down. The ult will miss as the huge engage comes in from Trippy. Is the follow-up their double Poppy knockup, as now they're gonna send it into the rest of BLG. As Elk, he's just gonna stay alive though. You can't even get on top of him with it. Big comes in right at the end to totally turn the fight. Fnatic are routed, and BLG will take this fight in a gigantic manner.
I mean,
disaster that we have seen so many times as BLG, you give them a little edge.
Also threatening a flank on here, looking for Razork and Oscarinen getting chipped away. They're actually not safe right now on that inner. They're going to have to link up with the rest of the team, but if the rest of the team links up, you lose your inhibitor. It's kind of a lose-lose situation here for Fnatic.
I think the win probability now is telling the story. We're up at like 95%. Fnatic gonna have
Too late.
Yeah, BLG looks comfortable to just take their time. Bin just is very powerful right now with how good Elk is playing and how much gold he has.
I mean, they need to kill Elk. That's the one thing you have to do.
Oh boy. Well, everybody's being roped into this one as Shin doesn't really seem to care, and now the rest of BLG will follow up on this. They knock away the Rakan as a massive shockwave comes in, and finally Yagao gives himself a chance to shine.
Here comes Bin.
Here comes Bin. He's got that angle. Shin trying to extend this play, but Fnatic have backed up. But Oscar's going back in, and he nearly gets charmed up.
That super minion wave here from BLG. Fnatic delay. They buy some time in the base, but they'll never
They have
get
few bounties, so they're playing very conservatively. They know they have the better scaling, and they know they have this game if they just play it right.
Con just keeps baiting these.
Yeah, he is very well, and Trippy, I think, is going to go down. Down he does go. No hope, even through the Altus now. The TP comes in. Is this the flank you were looking for, Fnatic? I'm not so sure, as he will dodge that one. And Bin is going 1v3 in the back line, even against the Oscar, against the Poppy, as Oscar eventually goes down, and nobody can kill Bin in this game anymore.
He's got GA, he's got his Zonias, he's got so much armor stacked up on top of the fact that he's Jax. He wasn't even going to pop his GA, and that may just be the beginning of the end in this one.
That's how it ends. It's not a Baron, it's not a Drake, it's just a fight in the jungle. They're going to take a lot of this turn. Wow!
Oh boy. Well, that's what you could not afford at this point, although it looks pretty over. Down goes the Kai'Sa. Noah not able to help out his team at the very last moment, and Bin and the rest of them, the boys on BLG, will be able to take down this Nexus and play with their food in the fountain just a little bit more. There you go, BLG.